Okay, so that kind of covers what's there by default. If you want to add a word, you can do that a couple ways. One, click here, create a new lexical entry, or as it shows you there in the little white menu that comes up, you can hit Control. You can hit Control and E, and that's what I usually do because it's quick and easy. So I'm going to do that, and here's what comes up. So here I can specify the lexeme form in both English and Paiode. What kind of morph is it? And I have a few other options here, such as superfix and simulfix, proclitic, infixing interfix, all these things, circumfix, bound root, bound stem. So I can specify that to some pretty good detail. Complex form type, you can say that's a compound, is it a contraction, derivative, idiom, phrasal verb, or a saying. And then of course the gloss, what is its translation in English, and what part of speech it is. Same options you saw before. If it's none of the above, click more, search through here, or if it's still not what you're looking for, you can create your own. And then you would just click on create. Now what's nice is if you start typing something and there's already a word like that, you can enter it. You can see it here, and you could just double click this and it would take you to that word rather than having to do a whole new entry. So it's kind of nice. It helps you from entering something twice when you don't need to. I think it might do the same with the gloss too. Yeah, if you just type in the gloss, if you're not sure if you have a word for something, you can try to add a new entry and type in the word you're looking for. And you'll be set. And of course you have that help option there. Another way that this is useful, of course, is it's easy to search, which you can do with this button here, or of course Control F, pretty standard search command for just about any software. So let's say I'm not sure if I have a word for, I don't know, mast, like the mast of a ship. And I can search for that. I can search for either the English word or the Paiode word, depending on what I'm looking for, and it will take me to that. And yes, I do have that word. I can go to it, look at it, check out all the information I have about it, and so on and so forth. Okay, another thing you might want to do is alphabetize your list, and you can do that in a couple different ways. Well, you can click on any of these columns to organize them according to that column. So right now I have it alphabetized from A to Z down at the bottom. Oh, and obviously scrolling is pretty basic. You do it with this scroll bar, the up and down arrows here. You can also use the arrows on your keyboard. It'll just go from one entry to the next, page up, page down, etc. So right now it's this way, but if I want to organize it the other way around for some reason, I can click on that field, and now all the A's are at the bottom and the Z's are at the top. So there you go. I could do the same thing with pronunciation, which I don't really like. I could do it with glosses if I want to look at it based on English instead. So now it's English. The English is ranged A to Z. I can do it the other way around. Now it's ranged Z to A. And generally, 4. and type in noun if you just want to look at all the nouns. So now I have nothing other than nouns showing except for this one, which can be either one. I do have pronouns here, probably because of the search term I used. I just put noun. I could have excluded pronouns. But that is actually useful if you want to see all your nouns together, if you wanted to potentially bulk edit all of them. There's some options for that here, which we'll get to. But I'm going to click back on Show All, because the only way I want mine filtered right now is that there aren't any blank cells showing, or blank fields showing. Whew. Excuse me. Okay, so that about covers the lexicon edit function. Here you can go back. Okay, so that about covers the lexicon edit function. Here you can go back to where you were before. So say you were moving between text and words and lexicon. I click back, and I can go back to where I was before. If I go forward, go back to where I was, and so on. I can delete whatever entry from here, but I can also do that with Control and Delete. I do not want to do that, but if I accidentally did, you can see it tells me that it's being used by analyses, which means I probably don't want to do it because then I'll have to go back in and do all those analyses again. But you can also undo and redo. And of course, the standard control things apply. Control Z to undo, Control Y to redo. And then you can refresh the page. If you change something in the entry or in these fields and you don't see it right away, you might want to click refresh, and hopefully that will help it show up. And then this is just to go back and forth through this lexicon list here. So I can go to the first one, last one, and then up one, or back one, forward one, so on and so forth. And then this send receive, you're probably not going to use that because you do that by connecting to an SIL database, and all of this thing, SIL uses it for kind of backing up some of their language data and things like that. But you have that option here too. But you're probably not going to use that. I did use it in the class I took using this software, but I don't remember how to even connect to the database, so I'd have to pull out my old notes and things to figure that out. But you probably really don't want your Conlang floating around on an SIL database anyway. Not that any SIL people are going to go snooping around and stealing it, but it's just more secure not to have it there. I would recommend that you do your backups, like here, back it up, you can put a comment, click OK, and then I would recommend that you make sure those backups go to Google Drive or Dropbox or whatever kind of cloud storage or other storage you might have. Alright, so that's the lexicon edit option.